If you want to improve your listening skills with active listening, you have to stop focusing on what you're going to say next. Most sales representatives talk themselves out of a deal because they spend their time selling services rather than listening to their customers' pain points. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use active listening to build trust, unlock opportunities, and have a successful sales call. This is in theory. I just did a sales training call with one executive and we did a live demo where we practiced active listening. And during that session, two massive truths came out. One, people do business with others that they trust. And the difference that makes the difference in a sales conversation are the details. And you could only get the details if you have actively listened. By the end of the video, you will learn 6 practical active listening skills that will get you to build trust faster, have more successful conversations, and conversions at the end of the day. So the first skill is building trust. And yes, that is a skill. Now, trust, you can get there in multiple ways, but the easiest way is to mirror the behavior that the person is doing. When they lean in, you lean in. When they lean out, they lean out. You mirror the words that they're saying. I'm having a really good day and I'm having a tough time at work lately. A tough time at work? Can you give me a little bit more details on that? You ask open-ended questions, building trust. So mirroring the words, mirroring the body language, and asking questions helps you get to trust quicker. Building trust is actually a skill, and it's probably the most important in active listening. Otherwise, you cannot go learn other skills or have a successful sales conversation if there is no trust established from the beginning. The second skill is slowing down communication. Now, slowing down communication seems a lot easier than it is, and it is fundamentally an important active listening skill. And to slow down communication means you repeat the words that they are sharing. The reason why we repeat and reflect back to what the person is saying is that we stay in the present. When we stay in the present, we slow down communication naturally. Also, we are withholding judgment. Also, we are not getting defensive. There's also breathing exercises that you can do to slow down your communication, is being able to regulate your nervous system. And we'll cover that in another video. Now, assuming that you have regulated your nervous system with breathing exercises, and you are staying present, withholding judgment, and also not formulating your responses, you have achieved slowing down your communication. So what does that actually do now that you've slowed down the communication? Because that's a skill. Well, people are not going to get defensive. They're going to trust you. They're actually going to relax and communicate and share with you what they want to share. Most importantly, they lower their guard. We cannot communicate if our guard is off. We cannot communicate if our nervous system is unregulated. How can we have a successful sales call if we don't have these in place? Now, the third skill is reducing impulsivity. This is difficult for people who have ADHD, but the reason that we don't want to be impulsive is we don't want to interrupt what the person is saying. Reducing interruptions and the impulse to interrupt helps you build trust faster. It helps you stay in calm authority. At the end of the day, you want to be effective in your sales conversation. So these are all the skills that when we combine them, bring you to the outcome that you're looking for. The fourth skill is the ability to ask open-ended questions. I know I've touched upon that a little bit earlier, but this is such a skill set that we often lose. Asking open-ended questions requires a sense of honesty and accountability and vulnerability. If you want somebody to answer a question, we have to share a little bit about ourselves. So we have to ask questions that we would like to answer ourselves. So I always try to ask questions that I would be okay answering, because if somebody says, well, can you answer that question? You're ready to answer it. The questions that I like is, where do you see yourself in 6 months? What would your ideal situation look like? What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? Once we solve that problem, what would that do for you? Number 5 is the ability to summarize a conversation, to be able to do a recap or summary what we've talked about today. So today we discussed ABC, XYZ. I try to lump the main points into no more than 3 topics because we usually don't remember more than 3. When you summarize, you can practice those phrases that I'd mentioned in the start of the video. What I heard you say was, let me clarify what we've discussed today. As you're summarizing the points, you could use their vocabulary words. In this summary, what's important is to mention the client's challenges, the goals, and the solution that you provide. Now, some people change the order, and that's okay. You have to address the goals, the challenges, and the solutions. Those are important because that closes any communication gaps and cognitive loops, and that message lands. Number 6 is the ability to ask. Sometimes in sales conversations, we completely forget to ask. Now that we've summarized what you're looking for, now that we reflected on your goals, you can ask, can we schedule a follow-up meeting, a follow-up call? Can I send over my proposal? What's the best email address for you? Would you like to learn more about the program? Can I send you details about the program? This is important. Many conversations fail because there is no next step, because there has not been an ask or a follow-up. It's important to have the follow-up and to make sure that you stick to that because again, you want to keep building trust. I hope this video was helpful in understanding sales conversations better and how to apply the skills to enhance your active listening skills and really how to pay attention and listen so that you can unlock these opportunities. In the next video, we're going to talk about active listening best practices for leaders, for senior leaders, for people who are at the top of the food chain, and leaders who have to deal with high stakes communication. So we will actually do another sales edition training for those leaders. We end each episode with do the best that you can every day.